Hey guys, it's Bren. Welcome to quarantine day 7, or shelter in place, social distancing, whatever you want to call it. I feel like I can't really call it a quarantine because I'm not sick, but I've been in my house for 7 days, uh, right about a week, a couple hours short of a week because it was last Sunday. That was the last time that I went anywhere, with the exception of voting. It was the last time that I got in my car and went anywhere. The last time I saw like other people in person, closer than 6 feet away. Um, yeah, it's interesting. The times are weird. Times are weird. Oh, my last video, man. What did I say? I said a lot of stuff in that video. I definitely know I said that I was scared to plan my trip out west not because I was scared of getting COVID, but because I was afraid I would plan the trip and everything would be shut down, like bars, restaurants, museums. Yep, looks like I was right about that. That trip is definitely not happening now. I mean, come on. The conference that Josh's company was sending him to is canceled now, of course, so the whole idea of the vacation being half paid for is done anyway. And oh man, it's so disappointing because it was going to be so awesome, though, that it was like his flight was paid for, that hotel was paid for. I'd wanted to go to Portland so bad for so long. I had so many things planned, and I hadn't been anywhere really for more than a weekend since I went to Toronto with my friends 2 years ago. I think that was just two, it was 2 or 3 years ago. Um, yeah, it was 2 years ago because I'd just gotten River. You know, I'm trying not to be too disappointed though, because at least we didn't lose money. We hadn't bought anything yet. My dad was planning a golf trip to North Carolina, and he had already put deposits down with a bunch of his buddies, and he lost money. So that sucks, and he's super mad about that. I have so much to talk about in this video, so just sit back, relax, let's chill. um, so yes, so this has been how my week has gone. Basically, last Thursday, so like a week ago Thursday, like 10 days ago or whatever, Josh and I went to Milwaukee on a whim on a Thursday night. Milwaukee's about 90 minutes from here, so you can kind of go there on a whim. For me, like I've said a million times, like driving is no big deal. I drive 90 minutes for work all the time. And so, I'll just hop up to Milwaukee on a weeknight. It's really not a big deal for me. Some people, 90 minutes is like, whoa, it's like a lot for them. I don't know. It just depends on what you're used to, right? But yeah, we just popped up to Milwaukee. Now, Josh works for one of the area hospitals. He works for a hospital. He's been slammed now. He's been working constant, just sleep, wake up, work all the way till he goes to bed, working again. He works in software development, IT. So he had to actually build the software to go on the back end of the drive-through testing clinic that his hospital has set up. And it's crazy because he gets all the information first. He gets all the inside info. He even gets the test results like before anybody else. Like he can log in and see them. But there's 3 area hospitals, so what he sees is like 1/3 of the story here. I mean, and that's just like right in this city, not even the whole county, whatever. But anyway, we popped up there on a Thursday, and we were kind of like, he was starting to get really busy right then. But it was like, this could be the last time, so let's just go. Oh my gosh, I had to cut because I had to sneeze. My allergies have been so bad, and my asthma's been so bad this week that I have wondered if like I have it low level because I've been wheezing like a lot. But I think it's just March that's doing that to me, but I don't know. Anyway, we went up to Milwaukee like this could be the last time that we could do anything fun, and man, we were right. And then Sunday we were gonna hop up just to the like brewery that we always go to. It was kind of our spot, whatever. And at that point, I was like, I don't know if we should go. Maybe we shouldn't go. Like, people out there have it. We know that anyway. But we decided to go anyway. And then as we were on the way there is when we heard the news that they were shutting down all the bars and restaurants the next day, except for takeout. Um, so we went one last time and it was a weird mood. The place was packed, but like two of the servers were like crying. We were talking to the manager that we know pretty well, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I don't know. I don't even know what's gonna happen, what we're gonna do." Um, yeah, it was weird, and that was it. That was the last time I left. And then so I'm lucky that both of my jobs, besides this one, if you count this, but both of my other gigs have gone completely remote, and it's not that hard to do. So my class that I teach is moving online, and that for me, not a big deal. The the, the things that the school has to do to prepare some of the professors to teach online is intense, because some of these professors are like especially they're like adjuncts that are like retired, that are like 70 but still like teach a couple classes in retirement, and they still do everything on paper and like have never even used like the course online portal at all. My class was already hybrid. It's really not a big deal to move it online, but yeah, it's kind of a mess, but I'm good on that front. Now, my other job, working for I'm university staff. I interact with students a lot, and we are doing a lot of like virtual appointments. So basically, in the past week, I have learned and had to do tutorials on 4 different video conferencing software platforms. Because between the 2 jobs, I've had to learn all these different things. But yes, we are like working on moving everything online now. I used to work from home 1 day a week and more than that in the summer, and it was always really chill. Um, and now, though, that everybody in the office is working virtually, our boss is like on it. Like 8 a.m., there's a group chat, and she says good morning. And if you don't respond, if you're not online, like you're in trouble. You better be at work. We're having meetings 3 times a week at 8:30 in the morning where we have to be on the webcam. So that means I still have to like get up and get ready for work and like do my makeup enough and stuff. They're getting about the level of makeup that you're getting today, which is not good. And I didn't even worry. I'm getting so much more comfortable with webcam now that I've just like stopped even caring about my lighting. I have a big window, you know, right here. And then I try to like kind of mostly shut it, but I didn't want to completely shut it today because River's out there right now on the porch. And I still want to be able to like see her, make sure it's all good and she's not at the door. But then it gives me all the light here so that you can see all the wrinkles and my little scar right here from hives from Flonase allergic reaction. That's what that is. But yeah, so I don't even know what I was saying. Work has been intense. Like, usually when I work from home, it's super laid back and I just like, get caught up on emails, phone calls, get organized. And now it's like the whole workday, we have group chat, we have several video meetings a day, and it is super intense. Like, I actually was like like yesterday when it was finally the weekend, I was like so glad that I could like relax and not be like online at work. Like, I don't know. Work, just because it's from home does not mean it's easy. It was a lot. Plus, I have to be planning my class. Plus, I have several students messaging me being like, what are we going to do? When's the paper due now? You get a handful of students who are like that, and then you get another handful that like just don't even care, whatever. They're like, woohoo, more spring break. But yes, so yeah, I guess that's that. But here's the thing. People are worried about me because I have an autoimmune and because I have asthma. And I probably, there's River. I cleaned my whole house yesterday, except I did not clean the nose marks off that window. You want to come inside? Okay. What was I saying? This is gonna be really rambly. I didn't like work this video out ahead of time in any fashion. My hair is such a mess. Anyway, so I probably am not a good candidate to get it. The thing is, generally I feel healthy. Now that my eyes have like stabilized, at least I hope. For a while there, January, everything was horrible. as I talked about in my last video. But now, like in general, even though I have the Graves, I'm treating the Graves, I don't feel like sickly. Being vegan helps with that a lot. As I said before, I've been vegan almost 3 years now. Since I went vegan, I just don't get sick anymore. And I used to get sick all the time. I haven't had the flu the last 2 winters. 3 winters ago, first winter I was vegan, I got the flu and it was like no big deal. Like one day, had a fever, watched some Netflix, and then I was fine. And I get now sometimes where I feel like I'm getting sick and then it just goes away. If I do get a cold, goes away. But I do sort of feel like having Graves' disease sort of counteracts any good that being vegan does, and I sort of still end up meeting in the middle. I don't know. I don't know if I should be worried about getting it or not. I feel like I would be fine if I got it, but maybe I wouldn't, because like I said, I've been wheezing all week from my asthma. It's a bad time of year to have this happening too, because this is the time of year where it's hardest for me to breathe with allergies and asthma. Maybe I do need to be really worried about getting it, but I'm not worried about getting it because I don't have to go anywhere. I am fine. Seriously, continuing on with how my week went, I think Monday I did let Josh come over for lunch, and that was the last time I let him near me. He came over for lunch because I made a bunch of food, and he was I made him sit at like the opposite end of the table, and I really washed everything really good after he left and everything. And then the next day he brought me a light bulb because the light bulb in my fridge went out, and I made him just leave it outside. And then brought it in and washed my hands a million times. Because I don't really trust him. He's not worried about it enough, you know what I mean? But mainly because he lives with his kid's mom, who is a bartender and does DoorDash. And she's not the kind of person that's going to be worried about or careful about this at all from what I know of her. But even though all the bars are shut down, you can still drive to the bar and pick up a drink. They still are selling mixed drinks at the bars. You just go curbside, pick up your margarita or your Long Island iced tea in a sealed container and drive home and drink it. They're trying to still let these places be in business during this and do something, but I don't know if she's actually doing that or not. And then Josh tells me that she was freaking out because, her job is going to be closed. And he was like, well, you can collect unemployment. And she was like, well, I can't because they pay me cash. She's getting paid 100% under the table at that job so that she doesn't have to pay child support, and she doesn't have to pay the lawyer that she owes tons and tons of money to, who's trying to garnish her paycheck. I'm just like, you deserve this then. I can't even believe that I know people who are so shitty like that. But anyway, it's not my problem. But yeah, so I told him, I said, you're going to get it from her, especially with her doing the DoorDash. You're going to get it from her, and then you're going to give it to me. I'm not letting him near me. I'm not letting anybody into my house. Nobody can come over, nothing. And so Tuesday I went to vote, and I wore my gloves, and I brought my own pen, and I just went in, voted, left, hand sanitizer, everything else. Turned the gloves inside out and threw them in the corner. I'll touch those in 3 days. And that's last time I've left, other than just to walk the dog. That's the last time I went anywhere in the car. And this week, River's probably getting longer and more walks now, so I don't think she's too upset about it. My cat, you could tell my cat's a little bit why are you here? Why are you here so much? My cat's cool. She likes her cuddles and everything. I don't think she's mad about it, but you can tell the routine has been disrupted. You know what I mean? But yeah, River and I have been walking around, but it's weird in my neighborhood. There's cars in all the driveways now. Usually there's not. People are gone. The Wi-Fi has been super slow and dropping because everybody's on it. Yeah. But I've just been here. But I don't have to go anywhere, unlike my parents and my sister. So and as I said too, I saw this coming, back in February, before there was a toilet paper shortage, before anybody was hoarding anything, I saw what was just starting to happen in Seattle. and I saw pictures of grocery stores in Seattle with empty shelves. So I bought some stuff, not a lot, but Target had a spend 50, get a $15 gift card, and it was like spend 50 on household products or something. Anyway, so I was like, okay, I'll buy enough paper towels, toilet paper, and Kleenex to get the $50. And I ended up buying, like, I just bought like 2 extra packs of toilet paper, and then instead of like normally getting a 6-pack of paper towels, I got like the huge thing. Kleenex, I go through Kleenexes all the time. I got a box right here because I always have one by me, especially during this season with the allergies. And so I bought like an extra couple packs of Kleenex. And then I just made sure, I went around my house and I just made sure I wasn't running low on anything. Shampoo, toothpaste, face wash. I made sure I have NyQuil, cough drops. If I do get it, I made sure I have Pop. I have dog food, cat litter, laundry detergent. And I did buy a little bit of extra food and I set it aside. Yeah, I bought some extra Gatorade. I bought extra pasta sauce. I bought some canned goods, like stuff that I could use to make chili, peanut butter jelly with crackers, this polenta casserole that I make, that is like things that don't require fresh produce, but you can just throw together with like some onions, which I have onions. It's not a lot, just a little box of food. Stuff that I will use eventually, but I did separate it in my pantry as like, okay, this is the emergency food. And now I am at the point where I'll show you guys what I have in a little bit here, but I'm at the point where I'm about out of my normal food. I could go another week without even touching the emergency box, but I am out of produce. I am out of recipes to cook, but I have TV dinners, I have frozen burritos, I have some soup, a little bit more pasta before I have to touch the emergency box. But normally I would be at the point now where I would go to the grocery store. So, do I go to the grocery store now and save the emergency box for in a couple of weeks when it becomes more dangerous to go to the grocery store because more people have it? Or do I use the emergency box now? Are we at that point? Is this the emergency that I made the box for? I'm struggling with that right now. Because yes, they're not going to shut down the grocery stores. They're not going to shut down the pharmacies or the gas stations. I will be able to go get groceries in a couple weeks, but will it be a higher chance of catching the virus in a couple weeks at the grocery store than right now? I don't know. But yes, I bought a little bit of stuff and everybody made fun of me. Josh made fun of me hardcore. My parents even laughed at me and poked a little bit of fun at me. They should have listened to me. Turns out I was right. Yes, so and with all my jobs being online, the only places that I have to go get a blood draw for my thyroid on Friday. That is, I know the clinic I'm going to, you don't have to touch any doorknobs, everything's automatic, the blood draw's on the first floor. The only time I have to get within 6 feet of another person is when they actually take my blood. And so I can make it through that, but then a week after that, I'm supposed to actually go to the endocrinologist to discuss the lab results. That seems like a non-essential appointment to me. I don't know what's going to happen. Josh said they're working on tele-appointments for if they don't actually need to touch you. I definitely don't feel like she needs to touch me in any way. I have a couple questions. I really don't even need the questions. Really, I just need her to look at my lab work and write me a prescription based on the dosage she thinks I should be on now based on my new lab work. I don't really need to go in and see her. So I might call after my lab work and after I see my results online. I might call and see if I can cancel that appointment or just do it virtually or something. I don't know. I suppose if I have to go into the specialty clinic, it's not like a COVID clinic. But you just don't want to go anywhere you don't have to. What I'm most concerned about is I have a dentist appointment on April 9th. And they are telling people to cancel non-essential dentist appointments right now. But I need a crown. I cracked my tooth. Oh, I can't stop tonguing it either. Cracked my tooth a while back. And then the other day, more of it cracked off. So I'm like, it's not painful, but I kind of really want to get it fixed. And what I had scheduled with my dentist is so he can He can do it all one day now. You don't need a temporary crown, but you have to, you're there for a long time. You go in, you get fitted for the crown, you come back a few hours later, and he actually puts the crown on. And my dentist is an hour away, because I still have a dentist from where I used to live, because he's good, so I just drive out there. But I've got to like drive an hour, get my crown. I schedule the cleaning in between because I need a cleaning too, and then getting the permanent crown on. So basically, it's like a 4-hour dentist appointment. But I just feel like dentists, they're not as sterile and as clean as doctors' offices. And I'll never forget this one time I was at the dentist, and the lady was like working on my teeth, like the hygienist. And then she like reached over to adjust like the monitor, and then she like went right back into my mouth, same gloves. Because I remember being like, should I ask her to change her gloves? And by the time I had the thought, she was already back in my mouth. But you know, stuff like that at the dentist happens. And oh, so I don't know, but I need to get this tooth fixed, so I should probably just go, but I feel like if I'm going to get it, that's where I'm going to get it. That's what I feel like. I think those are the only reasons I have to go anywhere, aside from I will need groceries eventually. Now, I have offered to get groceries for my parents. And this week, my mom didn't take me up on that. I actually texted her on like Wednesday or something, and I was like, if you guys need anything, let me go get it for you. And she was like, oh, I'm already headed out to the grocery store right now. And I'm like, Mom, like my parents are in their 60s. You know, I'm like, no, you should let me go. But she's like, oh, I don't think it's here yet. We had already one confirmed case in the county at that point. Now we have 4. I'm sure there's way more than that. They're still waiting on a lot of test results. It's definitely here. But yes, she went to the store, and then here's the part that really just pisses me off so bad. So my dad, who's 64, works in purchasing for a company that makes tractor parts. Like, they literally make parts for, like, Caterpillar, John Deere. I know this because I worked there for a few summers in college. That's what they do. He sits and does his whole job from a computer all day. He doesn't actually need to be there. And they're making him go to work. They're making him go, making him come in. And then we got the shelter. So all bars and restaurants and everything closed on Monday. But then Pritzker, I live in Illinois, by the way, Pritzker said, okay, now it's shelter in place starting yesterday, Saturday. Shelter in place makes it now so that not only, like, is there nowhere to go because bars, restaurants, and most stores and everything are closed down except for grocery, pharmacy, laundry, banks, essential services. But now you can't even go to, like, your friend's house, right? You're supposed to stay in your house unless you're going to utilize an essential service or going to get your takeout or get your pina colada from the bar up the street or whatever, right? But it also forced more businesses to close. However, my dad's company was able to get essential status because maybe like 0.1% of the crap that they make once in a great while might end up on a hospital bed. And it pisses me off so bad that they were able, it's just, I feel like they're just giving out essential status like candy. Like, this really doesn't mean anything, Pritzker, because everyone still has to go to frickin' work because of my dad's company, because 0.01% of what they do maybe is a part that someone could potentially use on a hospital bed. They all get to still make all of their employees come into work on a regular basis, including my dad, who could work remotely, but they're telling him he has to go in, and he's 64 years old, and it just, my sister and I are so pissed. We're so mad about it. Anyway, and then like it's like I had a Facebook friend who works at a pawn shop, and he's like, yeah, we have to stay open because we're considered essential because we're in the same category as a bank. He's like, and all day long people have just been in here just shopping, window shopping, browsing. It's ridiculous. Go home, people. Go home. So there's that. And then my sister, so she works at a vet. And apparently most of the vets in the area have closed for non-emergencies. So you no longer can just go get your vaccines or get your dog's nail trimmed or get their anal glands cleaned or whatever. You know, they're only open for like emergencies. But my sister's vet is still just open. And so they are slammed because they've got all these people from all these other vets still trying to get in just to get their dogs routine checkups and things like nail trims. And she's like, it's crazy. She's like, there are a billion people in our waiting room, half a foot apart. They're leaning over the desk, all up in my face. She works at the front desk a lot there. And she's like, they're just there to get their dog's nails trimmed. Like, literally, like, it could wait. You know what I mean? So she's super pissed about that. And I would be too. But my mom, yesterday's texting me about, like, you have asthma. You really need to not get this. I'm like, stop worrying about me. Like, literally, you don't have to worry about me. I'm not letting anyone come over. I am in my house. I have nowhere to go aside from eventually I'll go to the grocery store, I guess. Doctor, dentist. Other than that, I'm in here. I've been in here since I voted Tuesday. I have not left except walking the dog. That's it. Everything I do for work is online now. I'm very lucky in that way that is my situation, and that I do get to keep my job and keep getting paid as I normally would. Like, I'm very, very, very lucky. But my point was, I'm not the one you need to worry about. I'm more worried about them, and they can be worried about my sister because she has to keep being out there in the working world, and her boyfriend works for the VA, and he does, like, grocery shopping for old people right now. So worry about them. Worry about yourselves. Don't worry. Nobody needs to worry about me. I'm cool. I'm not getting it. Nobody. Where am I going to get it? I don't even really have to worry about, like, all these people stocking up on hand sanitizer and stuff. I feel like you only need that if you're out and about. Like, Clorox wipes. I mean, I clean my house like normal. Like, there's no reason for me to extra sanitize anything. I live alone. I'm only giving it to myself, right? Like, but speaking of that, living alone is interesting during this time. So it's funny. My boss said to me the other day, we were doing like a group chat, and she's like, I'm mostly worried about you, Brenda, because she's like, you have like this crazy social life. And it's funny, is I get people that tell me all the time, several of my coworkers have told me they live vicariously through me on Facebook, because they're like, you go out and you do all these things. Like, you're always at a concert, you're always like exploring a new restaurant, you're always going to like Milwaukee, Madison, Chicago all the time. Like, they're like, my boss is like, I just sit around at home normally. This isn't that changed for me. But yes, I've had some other people express concern for me because I live alone. It is quite a change because, yes, I am normally very social in that I like to go out and do things. I am introverted for sure. In that, see, I have a hard time trying to decide, am I happier to live alone right now, though? I think I still am. I think I'm good, because if I lived with someone else, I'd be, like, so neurotic about if they were bringing germs into the house or not. You know what I mean? Like, I could live with someone who's maybe exactly like me, and we're both holed up in here and nobody's going anywhere. But if I had, like, a partner who had to go to work and come home, I'd be, like, Lysoling them when they walked in the door. Like, don't touch anything, like, I just don't trust other people. But yes, I'm introverted in that. So I heard a definition of, like, introvert, extrovert that makes a lot of sense to me. And it's that introverted people recharge when they're alone. It's not that they don't like to go out and be social, but that taxes their energy, and they actually, like, they need a couple days a week at least to just be alone to recharge. And that's very much me. Even when I was married, so I lived with someone, I had my own office, and I would spend a couple hours in there a night just doing my thing, while my ex-husband was playing video games or whatever. And that was my recharge. And now, I definitely prefer to have a couple nights a week at home where I'm not doing anything, where I'm just relaxing, watching TV, recharging. But because I live alone, I should say, for security reasons, even though I live alone, it's a condo and I'm connected to all my neighbors and I know all of them very well. So don't try to come, like, rob me or anything. Sharon will knock you out. But anyway, by the way, I have offered some of my toilet paper to my neighbors. So I'm not like trying to be a dick about my toilet paper. I don't have that much. I'll show you. But anyway, because I am on my own a lot, I do feel like I need to go out and socialize, and that's why you'll find me up the street at the local vegan brewery a couple times a week, and then I will like to do at least one thing on the weekend. Like, I feel like I like to have something to do at least like half of days, which seems like a lot to people who like have kids and don't do anything in our home bodies. But yes, I like to go out and socialize like half the days. So it is a big change for me. However, there is no FOMO, so there's that. You know, it's like, this was kind of a boring weekend, but nobody's doing anything. So there's definitely no fear of missing out. But going back to introvert, extrovert. So introverts recharge by themselves. Extroverts recharge around other people. So if you're an extrovert, you get your energy from feeding off others. You recharge being around other people. And I definitely know some people like that. And I think this situation way harder on those types of people, right? It was fun though. It was super fun. Friday, after work, we did a virtual happy hour, my coworkers and we had I actually posted it on my Instagram story. Like, we had our little Brady Bunch Zoom meeting where we're all on there. We all had a beer, and we actually talked for like 3 hours. It was really fun. So that made me feel like I did something social. And after that, I FaceTime with my sister. Last night, Josh, my sister, and I all streamed Contagion at the same time and then talked about it afterwards. Yes, I think I maybe had seen it. There were some parts of it that were familiar, but I don't know. Anyway, it was uncanny to watch that so many of the things ring true. So it was worth $4 to rent it on iTunes or whatever. Yes, and it wasn't that scary. Like, I kept hearing people be like, oh, if you're worried about this, don't rent Contagion. Like, no, it was more just interesting, I think. But certainly, I think we all know people who aren't taking this seriously. Maybe some of you aren't, I don't know. But for me, the scariest part is just looking at the charts that compare us to Italy, and that we're on the exact same track as Italy, and what's happening in Italy right now, where they just don't have enough hospital beds, they don't have enough staff, they don't have enough protective equipment, and they don't have enough ventilators, that they have to decide who gets one and who doesn't. That is horrible. We need to avoid that at all costs. So we need to stay inside and not spread this around, and not spread it to people who have autoimmune diseases and asthma and underlying conditions and all of that. Or people who are in their 60s. So F my dad's company for that. What else was I going to say? Oh, and because I know Josh. So, like, here's the thing. Josh, definitely, when I bought, my supplies in February, when I talked about, oh, we might not want to book this trip because things won't be open, at first he was all like, psh, you're overreacting, you're being ridiculous, you watch too much news. Well, now he's taking it kind of seriously because he works for the hospital, and now he gets all the insider info. But yeah, he's told me exactly how many ventilators they have. And he's like, they don't even have enough, like, right now for normal. I think he said they had 13 there, He's like, that's it. We got 13 ventilators. Like, it's a big hospital. It's one of 3 in the city, but no, things are not good. Things are very weird. It's a very weird time. I've been trying to clean out my garbage disposal because I keep getting whiffs of something where I'm like, oh. And I did the ice cubes. I did baking soda vinegar. And I'm starting to wonder if it's not my garbage disposal, because it doesn't smell when I stick my nose down there, but something. And I looked in my dishwasher. I don't think it's the dishwasher. I just can't figure it out. It's not real strong. It's like a thing where, like, if it wasn't for me and my crazy strong nose, like, nobody would smell this except me. And it's not constant, but sometimes I'm just like, oh, I feel like there's something in the garbage or something, but I've taken that out a million times now. I don't know what it is. Something. I have a candle burning right now, but I still just feel like something's going on. I have a group of candles that I'm trying to use up, expecting to do a, like, quarantine empties video. because obviously I have time to burn a lot of candles. All right, well, I think I've run out of things to talk about. So let me show you around. Let me show you my quarantine supplies. So here's my like pantry normally. Got my baking stuff, veggie stock. Normally, this shelf would be full and this shelf would be full. Like just at the beginning of the week, I had like tons of canned goods here, but then I made food. I made tortilla soup, I made chili, I made something else that I made, I don't remember. But anyway, I cleared this out so that now there's just like a couple cans of soup. I usually have lots more pasta here, but again, I'm at the point where I would normally go to the store. And then there's my box. So this is the food that I specifically set aside for the apocalypse that I haven't let myself dig in yet. So it's not that much. It's just enough like that I can make like some burrito bowls, pasta and sauce, Gatorade in case I actually get sick, some snacks. I've got, again, PBJ, and then I think I planned out enough canned goods to make quinoa chili, polenta casserole, and then just like rice and beans with enchilada sauce, which is also a favorite of mine. Got some ramen noodles. I accidentally bought the wrong kind because it's the top ramen that are vegan and these freaking aren't, and it pisses me off. They're vegetarian, but they're bought the wrong ones. But I can throw out the packets. I still hate that I bought it, but it's like, it's the freaking apocalypse. It's a really bad time to accidentally buy something because you don't want to go back to the store to return $2 ramen noodles, but I accidentally bought the wrong ones. But anyway, got some more quinoa. I mean, that's it. It's not like a lot of food. Got some olives. It's not a lot of food. Olives can probably come out of the kit. Some crackers. But it's like a little extra that I was like, okay, so that's like, you know, they told us to buy like a couple weeks of stuff, and that's my couple weeks of stuff. And then if I go into my garage, you'll see my meager supply of supplies. So dog food, cat litter, my 2 things of toilet paper, that is paper towels, 2 things of Kleenex, water, pop. That's it. It's not that much. Like, I'm not a crazy person. And when I bought this, again, it was all, like, it was not sold out yet. No one had bought anything yet. Yeah. So anyway. I also haven't done my nails, because why? Why? But it's weird. I usually do, like, a gel manicure every week, DIY. And I haven't not done anything, because why? I'm not going anywhere, but they're looking rough. I usually have always, like, decent looking nail polish, but why? It seems pointless. I did, like, clean my house yesterday, you know? Boredom cleaning, just was like kind of doing like a deep clean, you know, cleaning the oven even, and down deep behind the toilets and the vents, and but now that's done, so like now what? I don't know. Yeah, been watching the late night comics do their YouTube videos, pretty funny, good stuff. But anyway, tomorrow work again. I do miss the staff at my bar. Like, I miss the bartenders. I miss those people. I miss that. But yeah, because I don't, you know, like, I can FaceTime Josh, my sister, my friends, and my family, and my coworkers. We're seeing each other, a lot of each other all the time. But I don't, like, those people that, like, I see when I do social things that I don't really, like, personally know, but, like hanging out with, like, the people up the street at the bar. That, yeah, I kind of miss that. But this could go on for a very long time. So it is weird for me to think of myself as being high risk, but the more that I learn about it, the less I want to get it. definitely around the time I was thinking about my last video, I was just very much in the mindset of like, but if I get it, I'll be fine. But now reading about all these people and what it's like, I really don't want to get it. Seems like it is pretty nasty. But anyway, how are you all holding up? Enough about me. What's up with all of you? What are your quarantine plans? What are you doing? What's up with your jobs? Are you working remotely? Are you able to? Do you work for a restaurant or a business that's closed now? Do you work for Bath and Body Works? I did put in an online order this weekend. I've been waiting for the coconuts collection. I've been waiting for a candle and a soap sale to overlap. And the 20% coupon my mom found expired today. And so I put it in order, but then I started to feel kind of guilty because I'm like, oh man, the delivery drivers and stuff still have to be working, and I just don't know how I feel about it. But at the same time, you're like, well, you're supposed to keep the economy going too. I don't know. But yeah, how are you all? I guess that'll be it for my first quarantine edition of my blog. That's how the first week has been. And we'll see if I come back maybe next weekend with another blog. And by then I'm like going absolutely insane. This has only been a week. And I did have, I did leave the house like a little bit for like 20 minutes Tuesday. I have talked to friends. One weekend at home, not that bad. But for someone like me, too, and a whole nother week this is going to be. It's going to be crazy. I'm kind of looking forward to my doctor's appointment on Friday because I just get to leave. Oh, all right. Okay. That's it. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.